Welcome to Berkshire Now News Magazine, where we explore news and views from around the Berkshires. This week, we explore a Black Lives Matter event held in Pittsfield on June 21st, Father's Day. This event was organized by Alex Leonard, Levante Wiggins, and Warren Dews III. A large group gathered at Durant Park and then marched along Columbus Avenue up to North Street, and then on to Park Square. What follows are some scenes from that event. However, due to technical problems, the first half of the speeches at Park Square was not captured on video, but was captured with audio. During the missing video portion, video from the Durant Park and the parade will be substituted over the audio of the speeches. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. Video was once again working for the second half of the event at Park Square.
I noticed that we had a couple people who weren't up here yet, so once again, thank you guys for coming. We appreciate everybody for coming out and showing their support. So what we want to do today is we're going to break it up in segments. So we're going to have parts where everybody's just circled around. We got signs holding up. Going to be cheering. What we're going to do is we have two colors. We have black. The color black is signifying the unity. So when you hear a whistle, you're going to see people start holding up black signs that look like this. When you see this holding up, we're going to start a cheer. Once again, this is showing unity, so I want everybody to be part of this cheer. So we have a couple of chants. One of the chants is going to be Black Lives Matter. And then another color that we have is white. The reason we chose white is because we feel as though we have a lot of people who aren't paying attention to what's going on. And they're being silent. They're not speaking on things that need to be spoken on. They're not bringing attention to exactly what's going on. They're not helping us shed light on what we need light to be shed on. So white is signifying silence. So when we have the white poster showed up, at that time, we're going to have people just remain silent.
And here's red. Time is up, the time is now.
And then we have red. So red is signifying the time is up, the time is now. Because as you guys know, this has been going on for too long. And somehow we have to find a way to make change. And if the change starts here, then that's fine with us. As long as we continue to grow, continue to have rallies, continue to protest, as long as it's positive. Another thing we are going to do is we have people here who want to talk. So there will be whistles. When you guys hear the whistles, we're going to come around just like this. We have people who are going to read stuff, poems. We have names that are going to be read, to which you guys are going to then repeat those names back.
Good afternoon. My name is Alexander Leonard.
Before he starts, I just want you to know who Alex is. I don't know, several years ago, if you heard that a young man kneeled down at Great Barrington, it was a big ordeal. He was going through a lot of racial issues down in his school, and he stood out and kneeled, and we went down to support him. This is that young man. Before we start this program, I would like to thank all dads who came out to be a part of this march. This is your day, and I hope you enjoy this celebration. Most importantly, I would like to give a special shout out to all the black fathers who are with us today. Y'all always have to live with the connotation that black men are not in their kids' lives, that black fathers are not a factor in our communities. Any media loves to curtail that black fathers are not positive black role models to young black men and women. Well, today, you brothers have deterred that horrid stereotype, and I applaud you. And I can't shout out my black men without giving my admiration to all my black queens out there. You give us life, y'all are the backbone of our community, and y'all are our #1 cheerleader and are always in our corner. And I'll repeat that, y'all are always in our corner. I would also like to thank our white allies for joining us in this event as well. In a lot of circumstances, you are not given enough credit because without you, we will never reach our goal of coming together as one. Lastly, I would like to thank all law enforcement, including the Pittsfield Police Department. These officers are not here for clout. They are not here to protect their own self-image. They are marching with us because they know and understand what is going on around the country. We have people like Chief Wynn, Michael Wynn, who are devastated by what is going on around the country. He understands that a 30 to 40 year state and federal regulations need to be amended so local agencies could be held accountable for police brutality. Because of his presence as a black man in law enforcement in our community, he has encouraged me to push for legislation of police reform. The reason why I'm looking forward to proceeding with other nonprofit organizations is because we need to do more than just protests and community policing. My charge for everyone here today is to make a difference in our world. To all my black men, acknowledge and uplift our black queens because we live in a world that wants to silence her and ignore her presence. To all my black women, continue to love and hold us black men down because we live in a world that wants to string us up in trees and see our blood on the leaves. To all my white allies, use your privilege not only for the betterment of oppressed minorities and economic classes, but use your privilege for the betterment of our humanity. Lastly, to law enforcement, use your platform to hold others as enforcers of the law, to hold your fellow officers accountable for their actions. Before I close, I would just like to say thank you to everyone coming out, and I love you.
Hello. My name is Warren Deuce III. Right now, we're going to walk around the park square. We're going to hold signs. Yeah, we're about to get this thing started, all right?
Wes, come here. So Wes wanted to make a point.
Do you guys know how long you guys walked for? 8 minutes and 21 seconds. That's how long George Floyd was on the ground. It seemed long for us, but it was long for him. He sat there on the ground with someone's knee on his neck, and he died.
Thank you. Now I'm going to give the mic back to one of the founders of this event today, Levante Wiggins.
So, for those of you who don't know, I do a little writing here and there, a little poetry.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just read something that I wrote, and I just want you guys to just listen. All right?
All right.
All right. So when I look up, at the same time, I want everybody to say, "I can't breathe," because that's what the title of this poem is. It's called "I Can't Breathe." So I'm gonna count down from 3, and that's how we're gonna start it. All right? 3, 2, 1. I can't breathe. Because every morning when I wake up, I know there's a chance I could be the next black man on the news. Alive or dead, handcuffed, laid on the ground with somebody's knee on my neck. It doesn't matter if I'm educated. It doesn't matter if I'm doing the right thing, because I'm black and I can always be wrong, even when I'm right. I can't breathe because I have a little brother who I know will have to experience prejudice and racism, and it's unfortunate there's nothing I can do except prepare him and show him how to react when the time comes. And the time will come. I can't breathe because I know that out there in the world there are people dying every day for the wrong reasons, and because of that we're all hurting. Hundreds of people are getting killed, and justice is not being served. It's being kicked under the rug. It's being ignored. And every day, another brother and sister is taken. And that is one last breath. That is one last breath I have myself. I can't breathe. Because in a world where it's easy to love, we have others who choose to hate. We have others who choose that they want to believe rather than acknowledging the truth. We have others who fight for everything, like haircuts, animals, guns, and other laws, but won't fight for the black man or woman because it doesn't affect them, or simply because they just don't care. I can't breathe, but I can breathe. When I'm breathing, I'm making sure I'm doing it right. I'm speaking up for my people. I'm fighting for my brothers and sisters, and I'm pushing for change. I'm paying attention to the laws, and I'm spreading my knowledge so others are prepared for what they can someday face. And if I do that, that's just going to make us ready and more prepared for the situation when it comes. And hopefully, sooner than later, we'll all be able to breathe without having to worry about not doing so. I could breathe.
Awesome job, awesome job. So we're going to be closing up soon. What I want to talk about in closing, I wanted to talk about, we are here to march and we appreciate that we all march, but some of my friends and everybody else is telling me, you know, we always marching, right? What is the agenda after this? So we do have an agenda. As young Alex talked about earlier, he's working with the chief of police, and we just realized Berkshire Interfaith Organization is working on some changes in policing. So we're going to plug into what they're already doing to work with them. So Alex is going to take that on. The other thing that we're working on is schools with the school superintendent. I already spoke to Dr. McCandless about diversity and sensitivity training. Now I also know that there's a lot going on because of COVID. People lost their jobs. So that's the first thing that's important to make the people that are local get their jobs back. But when the time is right, we're going to be working on a sensitivity and diversity training program that is going to be at every school in the Berkshires at every level. Elementary school, middle school, and high school. The plan and the goal is that if you go to school in the Berkshires, the world's going to know that you had this training. The other thing that we're working on, and I'm working with Shirley Edgerton and some other people, is that we're going to start bringing a funnel of black teachers in the Berkshires. And this is not just for the black kids. This is for everybody. Every child needs to see diversity. Every child needs to see a black face in front of them, teaching them. So the work is already being done. I went to Virginia State University. I had a meeting with them last week, and we're going to meet with them again. Virginia State University, Morgan State, a lot of historically black colleges and universities. We're going to be creating a funnel of students to come to the Berkshires to intern and to start being teachers. All right? Now keep in mind, first we want to get the teachers that are here their jobs back. and the teachers that's doing the work here. So those are the things we're working on. And as I said, I'm not going to be before you long. I always joke with people, you gave a mic to a black minister. That was your mistake, number one. But I promise you I won't be up here long. So one of the things I want you to put in your mind is time's up. Time is up. And I'm a kid from the Bronx. And in the 70s and 80s, we played this game called Hot Peas and Butter. Come and get your supper. Anybody ever heard of that? Raise your hand. Hot peas and butter. Say that with me. Hot peas and butter. Come and get your supper. That was a game we played in the hood. I grew up in Eatmore Projects. And the basic way the game worked is, if you were the person with the belt or the power, you went and hid the belt somewhere. And when you hid the belt, in this case the power, you would say, hot peas and butter, come and get your supper. That means the people that were on the base, if you were on the base, you didn't get beat with the belt. You didn't get hit with the power. But if you came off that base, you got hit with that belt. You got beat with that power. Now, I'm not threatening anybody's lives. I'm just trying to use this as a metaphor, so all the news people don't say I threaten people, all right? But the point that I'm making is, the way the game worked is, they would say, hot peas and butter, come and get your supper, come and get the power. So when they hit this belt, you had to jump off base and you had to run and look for the power or the belt. And as you got closer to the belt, they would tell you if you were hot. If you were far from the belt, they would tell you you were cold. So as you're getting closer, they're going, oh, you're warm. Oh, you're warm. You're warming up. Oh, now you're hot. You're steaming hot. You're burning up. You're burning up. That means you were close to the power. Here's my point, y'all. Everyone that is in a position in the Berkshires, because all I can do is control the Berkshires. If you're a superintendent, if you're a police chief, if you're at the board of something making changes, and if you're not in this plan with us or on this base, hot peas and butter. Come and get your, we're going to beat your behind out of your position. We're going to take you out of your jobs if you don't do the things that we need you to do. I'm not threatening you. I am telling you as a black man, we're not waiting for you anymore. We're not waiting for you to give us permission anymore. So I look to these young people, I'm telling you, the power is at the table. You have to be at the table. You have to be on the board. You have to be in these programs to make the change. And I'm telling all those people in power, hot peas and butter, come get your supper because we're going to beat you off your job. If you don't do the things we need to do to help these young black men, you're not going to have a job. We're going to make sure that our voices are heard. And I'm not threatening you. I'm promising you that this is going to happen. I'm promising you that if you're not doing what we need to do, we're going to remove you from your job. Now, I say to the police chief who's out here, that's my brother, I love him. The mayor, I love her, she's an amazing mayor. And my wife works for them. But I will tell them, and I'll tell them now, if you don't do your job, you'll be the first two that I get out of the office. I know you're doing your job, but I'm just telling people that's how serious I am. We need to make sure that you are doing your jobs. Superintendent McCandless, I love you. But if he's not doing his job, if the superintendents around the Berkshires are not doing this job, what are we going to say to them, y'all? Hot peas and butter. Come get your supper. So listen, the bottom line is this. Please, y'all, we realize, and one of the things I want to leave you with, the Underground Railroad is very important for slaves to be free, right? Those slaves could not be free if we didn't have partnerships, if we didn't have white counterparts helping us. We need your help. We want your help. But we would tell those that are silent, that are quiet, that are not doing the work, move out of the way. It's your time to either step up or get out of the way. Because if you don't, we're going to move you out of the way. You understand? I am proud of these young men that put this together. This was them. I just try to help out where I can. But this is their plan. This is them. And I won't go into too long, but I'll say Levante, I sat down and had breakfast with him this morning. And a lot of, who knows Levante really well? Raise your hand. This young man, I'll just say this, people are laughing, but I'll just say this. For this young man to be here today, to start this march, to be one to do this march is an amazing thing. He's a prime example, if you pay attention to a young man, if you're in their life, what they can do. He's a prime example of that. Those that raise your hand know. So, I'll give the mic back to my brother.
Appreciate you. Yeah. So at this time, what we're going to do is I'm going to call my other brothers up, and we're going to do another repeat after me segment. So what we're going to do is we're going to read a name, and once we say that name, we want you guys to repeat it after us. And did I turn it off? I definitely turned it off. It's off. I did something. So while he's figuring that,
Test the 1, 2, 3.
we good. So, Mr. Dudes the Third, you can start us off.
Hello.
Hello there.
George Floyd.
George Floyd.
Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor.
John Crawford III.
John Crawford III.
Oral Rosser.
Paul Rosser.
Stephon Clark.
Stephon Clark.
Botham Jean.
Malcolm G.
Philando Castile.
Fletcher Castile.
Alton Sterling.
Alton Sterling.
Michelle Cassell.
Michelle Cassell.
Freddie Gray.
Freddie Gray.
Janisha Fonville.
Denise Farmer.
Eric Gardner.
Eric Gardner.
Akai Gurley.
Kai Gurley.
Gabriela Navarez.
Gabriela Ramirez.
Tamir Rice.
Tamir Rice.
Michael Brown.
Michael Brown.
Tanisha Anderson.
Tanisha Anderson.
Terrence Crutcher.
Terrence Crutcher.
Oscar Grant.
Oscar Grant.
Betty Jones.
Betty Jones.
And Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin.
Laquan McDonald.
Laquan McDonald.
Dominique White.
Dominique White.
Stephen DeMarco Taylor.
Stephen DeMarco Taylor.
Ariana McGree.
Ariana McGree.
Miles Hall.
Miles Hall.
William Green.
William Green.
Samuel David Mallard.
Samuel David Mallard.
Jamie Johnson.
Jamie Johnson.
Antoine Rose.
Antoine Rose.
David McKee.
David McKee.
Tony McDade.
Tony McDade.
Yassam Mohammed.
Sam Muhammad.
Finn H. Berhe. Sean Reed.
Sean Reed.
Terrence Franklin.
Terrence Franklin.
Darius Savar.
Darius Savar.
Kwame Jones.
Kwame Jones.
Devon Bailey.
Devon Bailey.
Christopher Whitefield. Anthony Hill.
Anthony Hill.
Eric Logan.
Eric Logan.
Jamarian Robinson.
Lauren Robinson.
Gregory Hill Jr.
Gregory Hill Jr.
Jaquavian Slatan.
Jaquavian Slatan.
Ryan Twyman.
Ryan Twyman.
Brandon Weber.
Brandon Weber.
Jimmy Atchison.
Jimmy Atchison.
Willie McCoy.
William McCoy.
E.J. Fitzgerald Bradford Jr.
E.J. Fitzgerald Bradford Jr.
Dietrich Griffin.
Dietrich Griffin.
Jamel Robertson.
Mel Robinson.
DeAndre Ballard.
DeAndre Ballard.
Robert Lawrence White.
Robert Lawrence White.
Anthony Lamar Smith.
Anthony Lamar Smith.
Ramarley Graham.
Marley Grant.
Manuel Loggins Jr.
Manuel Loggins Jr.
Wendell Allen.
Wendell Allen.
Kendrick McDade.
Kendrick McDade.
Larry Jackson Jr.
Larry Jackson Jr.
Jonathan Furrow.
Jonathan Furrow.
Jordan Baker.
Jordan Baker.
Victor White III.
Victor White III.
Dontre Hamilton.
Dontre Hamilton.
Alonta Jefferson.
Alonta Jefferson.
Azell Ford.
Azell Ford.
Dante Parker.
Dante Parker.
Kiami Powell.
Yami Powell.
Remaid Bryson.
Romaine Rex.
Jermaine Reed.
Jermaine Reed.
Charlie Quanane.
Charlie Quine.
Tony Robinson.
Tony Robinson.
Walter Scott.
Walter Scott.
Brendan Glenn.
Brendan Glenn.
Samuel DeBose.
Samuel DeBose.
Christian Taylor.
Christian Taylor.
Jamar Clark.
Jamar Clark.
Mario Woods.
Mario Woods.
Quintino Legre.
Quintino Legre.
Gregory Gunn.
Gregory Gunn.
And Akil Dinkins.
Neil Dinkins.
We're gonna have to be a little louder than that. Terrence Sterling.
Terrence Sterling.
Terrence Crutcher.
Terrence Crutcher.
Keith Lamont Scott.
Keith Lamont Scott.
Alfred Alonzo.
Alfred Alonzo.
Jordan Edwards.
Jordan Edwards.
Danny Ray Thomas.
Danny Ray Thomas.
Dejan Gullery.
Dejan Gullery.
Patrick Harmon.
Patrick Harmon.
Jonathan Hart.
Jonathan Hart.
Maurice Granton.
Maurice Granton.
Julius Johnson.
Julius Johnson.
Jamie Johnson.
Jamie Johnson.
Michael Dean.
Michael Dean.
And Rashard Brooks.
Rashard Brooks.
So at this time, what we're going to do is just ask everybody to give all of these people a moment of silence. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. So this is going to conclude. I'm going to pray us out. I just wanted to remind everybody, I talked to a lot of the men Years ago, many of you know Eddie Taylor. Raise your hand if you know Eddie Taylor. Eddie Taylor is part of the Person family. He started something called Man Up. We're going to start that back again. Man Up. It's something that all men, all colors, all parts of the town can be a part of. So our first meeting is tomorrow at 3 o'clock on Zoom. If you can make it, go to my Facebook page or the Man Up Facebook page to see the Zoom information. But we're going to start that up, and that's where we're going to be working a lot of the things that we talked about today through that organization. So bow your heads. Lord, we come to you today. We thank you for the time that we spent today, Lord. We thank you for everything you've done for us, Lord. We thank you for bringing everybody together, Lord. As the world is going through different things and riots and fighting and broken windows, that's not happening here, Lord, because we're working together. We're going to be together, and we can fix this only together. So, Lord, as we leave this place, we ask that we don't leave from your presence. Bless everyone who came out tonight. Cover them. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
You don't have to go home, but you got to leave here. Thank you so much.
As you can see, the younger generation is now taking up the challenge from the old guard and pushing the conversation forward. This speaks well for the long-term continuation of the movement. Another item of note, I noticed that everyone at this event was wearing a face mask, except when the speakers were at the mic. I wish more people were as conscientious about this because it is so important in combating the spread of the coronavirus. Until next time, stay safe and stay strong.